The fall of the Qing Dynasty, opium, foreign powers, and a royal collapse. Royally ridiculous. The Qing Dynasty. 3 centuries of imperial power, glorious silk robes, a forbidden city to strut around in. And then, somehow, it all gets flushed down the metaphorical, and eventually literal, drain in less than 100 years. So how did China's last imperial dynasty go from world power to foreign playground so fast? Well, imagine a house party where the host has all the food, all the gold, and everyone else is outside begging for snacks. Now imagine the neighbors show up, not with chips and dip, but with heroin. That's basically what happened. The setup: China was winning at life. In the early 1800s, the Qing were living their best life. They had tea, silk, porcelain, basically the 19th century equivalents of iPhones, Netflix, and avocado toast. The Western powers wanted in, but the Qing were like, "We don't really need your stuff, thanks, but if you want tea, we'll take payment in silver." This went on for a while. Britain started hemorrhaging silver faster than a gambler in Vegas. Something had to be done. Enter opium. The opium problem, from trade war to actual war. Britain, ever the innovator in ethical business practices, decided if they won't buy our cotton, maybe they'll buy addictive drugs. And guess what? They did. By the millions of pounds. Addiction skyrocketed, productivity tanked, and silver started flowing back out of China along with the nation's dignity. Finally, the Qing emperor was like, "Enough! We're banning opium. Confiscate it. Burn it." Which was great, until Britain got mad about losing their drug money and sent the Royal Navy. Cue the First Opium War, 1839 to 1842. Spoiler: wooden junks versus steam-powered gunboats didn't go well for China. The Treaty Party, where China brings nothing. After losing the First Opium War, the Qing signed the Treaty of Nanking, which basically said, "Give us Hong Kong. Open more ports to trade. Pay us lots of silver for your trouble. And yes, still let us sell you opium." China reluctantly agreed, possibly muttering, "This is fine," while the house burned down around them. Rebellions, wars, and more rebellions. You'd think one humiliating war would be enough, but nope. The 19th century was basically a Qing Dynasty bad event playlist. Taiping Rebellion, 1850 to 1864. A civil war led by a guy who thought he was Jesus' younger brother. 20 to 30 million people died. Yes, million. Second Opium War, 1856 to 1860. Britain and France team up to make sure China really understands who's boss. They even looted and burned the Summer Palace for fun. Boxer Rebellion, 1899 to 1901. Martial artists tried to punch bullets to drive out foreigners. Shockingly, it didn't work. The Cixi era, Empress Dowager power grab. Enter Empress Dowager Cixi, the OG. "I'm not the ruler, I'm just making all the decisions." She ruled behind a curtain, literally. Made herself the most powerful person in China, and spent imperial funds on things like a marble boat. Yes, a marble boat. Spoiler, it doesn't float. While she clung to power, modernization stalled. Meanwhile, Japan, a country the Qing thought was their little brother, absolutely wrecked them in the First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 1895. China lost Taiwan, Korea, and the will to live. The final collapse. By the early 1900s, China was half colony, half punchline. Foreign powers carved it up into spheres of influence like it was a royal wedding cake. The Qing clung on until 1911, when the Xinhai Revolution finally booted them out. The last emperor, Puyi, was 6 years old when he abdicated. He probably thought he was just taking an early nap. The takeaway. The Qing dynasty didn't just fall, it tripped over its own outdated bureaucracy, slipped on opium, got shoved by foreign powers, and then landed face first in a pile of rebellions. So kids, the moral of the story is, don't ignore technological change. Don't let foreign powers sell addictive drugs to your people. And maybe, don't build marble boats.